Welcome to Lunch Break with Pastor, Associate Pastor Tony Gandula, joining you for Wednesday. Today is the 19th. We've got about 3 more days, 20, 22. We're doing an outreach at the Suites. We haven't got to do an outreach on this scale in these specific areas. So we work with the Metro Southeast Area Command in about 1.5 to 2 years. We've done outreaches, but not like this. And we're just looking forward to getting to start this again and seeing God move. You see, the purpose of these things isn't so we can say, look, we're Christians, or gee, the Bible says, do good works that they may behold your Father in heaven. We're expecting God to answer. We're expecting God to show up. And God is looking for people to do an offering unto him in righteousness. And that is our theme this week. We're going to talk about why the Lord is looking for an offering in righteousness. And if you want to give to the work of God, you hit the shop on website button here on Facebook. It'll take you to the donate now. Or you can simply go to our website at MFH, My Father's House, Las Vegas, mfhlv.com, and hit the donate now button. Here we go. This is Malachi, last book of the Old Testament before God did not speak through the prophets for 400 years. And then suddenly the Messiah came. But look at this. Malachi chapter 3, we're now in verse 2. This is after God said, I'm tired of hearing from you. Where is the God of judgment? That the Lord must delight in evil, since he does nothing about it. That's what the people were saying about God. Verse 2, he's coming, but who may abide the day of his coming? You want him to come. You want God's judgment to come upon evil. You want to see God move in these difficult things that are going on and these things that are against him on the planet. And God is coming, and he says, but you want me to come so bad? And the Lord Jesus came and is coming. But who may abide the day of his coming? Who shall stand when he appears? Why are you saying that, God? For he is like a refiner's fire. Those people are saying, mocking God. And I'm talking about believers who say basically, or religious people saying, how about just people who say, God must delight in evil, seeing he does nothing about it? Or, where is the God of judgment? And yet, when he comes, in verse 2, who will abide the day that he comes? For he will stand, who shall stand when he appears? For he is like, so this is how he will come, and this is what he's like, a refiner's fire. He is there to make something strong, something pure, something that can cut the metal. A refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. And this is our flagship verse. And he shall sit. So when he comes, he will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. And he shall purify the sons of Levi, those who are called to minister for him, those who are called to serve him. He'll purify them and purge them like gold and silver is purified and purged. How is gold made? Gold is a precious metal because it's gone through pressure and it's not destroyed but refined. I know very little about this, but I do know this much. When a refiner or a purifier of metal or making metal hard, when they heat up the metal and then they have to cool it, in this process, if they don't do it right, the metal becomes weak on the inside or it becomes brittle. So they have to do it right. And that's why he says he's coming like a refiner. They know what they're doing to make the thing precious, to make the thing strong. And there's a purpose. And when we get to the purpose today, he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, because he wants them to, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. He wants them to do an offering to him in righteousness. So they need to be righteous because they got to let me do a work inside of them, because I'm going to sit down as a refiner. You know, Jesus said to the disciples and to those who followed him, he said, except your righteousness exceeds that of the Pharisees and Sadducees, you will not make it into heaven. And the Pharisees and the Sadducees were very self-righteous. They obeyed all the law. They obeyed the law to the point of condemning and making people feel like outcasts who didn't obey as well as they obeyed. That's the story of the Pharisee and the Sadducees who would go to pray and they would say, I do this, I tithe my spices to God. And I thank you, God, I'm not like this sinner, this poor sinner. And that was their own righteousness. And Jesus said, but the sinner came before God, beat his chest, and said, have mercy on me. God, I am a sinner. Have mercy on me. God was looking for the heart. See, that's where he refines and does a work. Not on the outside. Look at the hairdo and the smiley face. But on the inside. Only God can do a work on a person's inside. And Jesus said, who went home that day justified before God? And the people answered correctly. The one who said, I am a sinner. I need your mercy. I cannot do this, oh God. I need your mercy to help me. And behind every great man or woman of God is somebody that knows God is merciful and they know God's great mercy. It's not their own righteousness. And Jesus would say to his disciples and those following him, unless your righteousness exceeds that of the Pharisees and Sadducees, you'll not make it into heaven. It has to be a righteousness that I work inside of you. That's why I will sit, Jesus says, and the word says, as a purifier. And I will purify my sons and daughters so they can offer to me an offering in righteousness. Why is the Lord so interested in this offering in righteousness? We will see today as we look at verse 4, Malachi 3, verse 4. Then, when they offer an offering in righteousness, then, remember the book of Samuel where God quit talking because there was corruption and the Lord was waiting for somebody to stand up and be his voice, and he was waiting for an offering in righteousness, and Hannah offered her son to serve the Lord all his days. And that was an offering that blessed God. And he was able to speak through Samuel. And not a word from Samuel's mouth fell to the ground. In other words, every word he spoke came to pass. Perfect record. See, God does stuff like that. Verse 4, then shall the offering of Judah, that is the offering of praise, and Jerusalem, my people, will be pleasant to the Lord. Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem, when they offer an offering in righteousness, when they let me do a work inside of them, inside their heart, then shall the offering be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old, as in the former years. See, it touches him. It blessed him. It's like, you can do this. You let me do a work in you, and you're going to offer an offering that's going to be done in righteousness. And I'm looking for that. Then shall those who praise me, that's the offering of Judah, which means praise, and Jerusalem, which is his people, be pleasant to the Lord. It will please God, so God can move. The Lord was waiting to move. He couldn't move where that mess was in the temple under Eli and his sons Hophni and Phinehas, who were doing abominable things and representing God. He couldn't move. If he did move, probably people have been wiped out. He wanted to move, and Hannah gave an offering of righteousness, and we're going to see tomorrow why the Lord is waiting for that offering. See you tomorrow.